Hello and welcome to Storytime. I am your Storytime reader, Ms Nikki. Look around you. Do you see lots of lines? Do you see lots of angles? What shapes do you see? In today's read aloud titled Triangles is going to help us identify the many different types of triangles we see around us. Let's read and learn about triangles together. Triangles, written by author David A. Adler and illustrated by Edwin Muller. Make 3 dots on a sheet of paper. The dots should not be in a straight line. Use a ruler as a guide and connect the dots. Do you see it? Do you see the triangle? A triangle is a flat, closed figure with just 3 sides. Draw lots of dots, lots of lines, and lots of triangles. Each triangle has 3 sides. Each triangle also has 3 angles. An angle is what's made when 2 straight lines meet. The 2 lines are the sides of the angle. The point where they meet is called the vertex. Look around this room. There are lots of lines. Do you see lots of angles? Do you see lots of triangles? Angles and triangles are everywhere. Angles have names. The name of this angle is ABC. The name of this angle is LMN. 3 letters are used to name an angle. The center letter is always the vertex. Here's an analog clock with 2 hands, an hour hand and a minute hand. At noon, both hands point to 12. As the time passes, the minute hand moves quickly around the dial. The hour hand moves more slowly. The 2 hands form an angle. Do you see it? Do you see the angle made by the clock's 2 hands? As the hands move, the angle changes. As the minutes pass, the distance between the 2 hands of the clock gets greater. The greater the distance between the 2 hands, the larger the angle. The size of an angle is measured in degrees. Angle ABC is 45 degrees. Angle DEF is 90 degrees. Angle GHI is 135 degrees. This tool is called a protractor. It is used to measure angles. This symbol means angle. This symbol means degrees. Angles go from 0 to 360 degrees. Every circle has 360 degrees. An angle that is less than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. Try this triangle experiment. Cut out a triangle, any triangle. Now tear off the angles, the corners of your triangle. Lay them side by side so the 3 vertices touch. The 3 angles together add up to 180 degrees. They form a straight angle. The 3 angles of any triangle always add up to 180 degrees. An angle that is exactly 90 degrees is called a right angle. You see right angles at the corners of every square and rectangle. An angle from 90 degrees to 180 degrees is called an obtuse angle. An angle that is exactly 180 degrees is called a straight angle. An angle from 180 degrees to 360 degrees is called a reflex angle. Triangles also have names. Triangles are named according to the sizes of their angles. Here are lots of triangles. All 3 angles in triangle ABC are acute angles. Triangle ABC is an acute triangle. 1 angle in triangle DEF is a right angle. Triangle DEF is a right triangle. 1 angle in triangle XYZ is an obtuse angle. Triangle XYZ is an obtuse triangle. Triangles are also named according to the relative length of their sides. Here are lots of triangles. Do you see a triangle in which all three sides are the exact same length? That's an equilateral triangle. Look at the angles of the equilateral triangle. If all the sides are the same length, all the angles are the same size. Do you see a triangle in which two sides are the exact same length? That's an isosceles triangle. In an isosceles triangle, the angles opposite the two equal sides are also equal. Do you see a triangle in which all three sides are different lengths? That's a scalene triangle. Look at the scalene triangle. The smallest side is opposite the smallest angle of the triangle. The largest side is opposite the largest angle. All three sides of a scalene triangle are different. All three angles are also different. Are you a good triangle detective? Look at these triangles. Do you see any two that are the same shape? If they're the same shape, the measure of their three angles is the same. Triangles with the same shape, the same sized angles, are said to be similar. Look at these triangles again. Do you see any two that are exactly the same? Triangles with angles and sides that are the same sizes are said to be congruent. Bend your arm. Do you see an angle? Hold up your hand. Spread your fingers apart. Do you see any angles? Your lower arm and upper arm form an angle. Your elbow is the vertex of the angle. Can you find any acute angles? Can you find any right angles? Can you find any obtuse angles? Be on the lookout for angles and triangles everywhere you go. The end. This book about triangles shows us how geometry connects to the world and how we use triangles in real life. Thank you for listening. Please join me soon for another Read Aloud. Until then, take care of yourself and each other and stay curious.